Hello everyone, it's Jack from Cultaholic.com, and what a day of wrestling news it is. It has been reported online by Dave Meltzer that a certain WWE legend is confirmed to be returning to the ring, but where and when and in what sort of match? We'll reveal all that in just a second. Also in other news, two of the biggest independent wrestling stars in the world today are reportedly interested in moving to New Japan Pro Wrestling and taking some bookings there. That will be a very interesting shake-up in the independent wrestling world too. And speaking of independent wrestling world shake-ups, a Mae Young Classic competitor has announced herself that she has just signed with Ring of Honor. So let's take a look at all of this news as we crack on into it. I'm Jack again from Cultaholic, and this is the news. So in today's edition of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, it has been confirmed by Big Dave himself, David Meltzer, that apparently Shawn Michaels is indeed set to return for one more match. This is going to be a controversial one because everyone kind of loved Shawn Michaels' retirement. They said, oh, it was the perfect retirement against The Undertaker at WrestleMania 26, and something that made it very special was the fact that he honoured that retirement stipulation. He's never since wrestled a match again, but it looks as though he will be on November 2nd at WWE Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia. Now, if this does turn out to be true, I predict an almighty kickoff online, because it seems, and I get this point, that Saudi Arabia are just kind of fantasy booking their own cards with like massive dream matches going on all over the place. For example, last time, of course, we had the 50-man Royal Rumble match, and this time around seems as though we're going to get Triple H and Shawn Michaels, D-Generation X versus Undertaker and Kane, the Brothers of Destruction. Now, this has already caused a bit of controversy because now, obviously, Kane is the mayor of Knox County, Tennessee, and everyone's been sort of saying that, wow, as a political leader now, should he really be going off and wrestling at an event where women aren't allowed at the event? You know, it's not equal rights sort of thing. Apparently, WWE responded by providing a donation to Knox County, Tennessee, which Kane actually requested, and apparently it was his idea. And WWE have, according to Meltzer, been very open about this, surprisingly open, he said, actually. So it's already caused a bit of controversy, and that's before the match has even been officially announced by WWE. But in terms of just looking at it from a product sort of point of view, I can see why this would be immensely frustrating. It's of course going to be great to see Shawn Michaels back in the ring, but under these circumstances, is that really the best use of Shawn Michaels? To be fair to Shawn Michaels, he's probably collecting quite a payday for just doing a tag match. This of course means that everyone's predicting something slightly fishy to go down at Super Showdown in Melbourne, Australia, because Undertaker will be joined by Kane in his corner, as he announced on Raw this week, and we already knew that Shawn Michaels would be accompanying Triple H to the ring, so I don't know if we'll get a clean finish to that match, or maybe some kind of run-in or distraction, or even a big four-way schmoz with Michaels and Kane getting fully involved in the ring as well. But whatever happens, the word on the street seems to be that it's all going to lead to DX versus the Brothers of Destruction at Crown Jewel on November 2nd in Saudi Arabia. Next up, a follow-up to the story that was all being reported last week involving Pentagon and Phoenix, the Lucha Brothers, because everyone kind of thought that WWE were interested in them. Apparently WWE have put out feelers before to see what their availability is, but it's emerged today via PW Insider that Penta and Phoenix are both locked into a no-compete clause for Lucha Underground until 2020, and if Lucha Underground gets renewed for another season, they will have to honour that. Now, the terms of that deal seem to be a little bit strange. It almost seems to be just a non-WWE deal, because we know that both have been working for Impact recently. Apparently, thanks to Conan, they were able to negotiate a raise with Impact Wrestling, which they deserve because their performances in Impact have been fantastic. They've also been working for AAA, obviously, because of the link with Lucha Underground. Court Bauer of MLW, Major League Wrestling, tweeted that he'd moved heaven and earth to lock down Pentagon and Phoenix in his promotion. So it seems a bit of a strange deal, and the terms of it aren't exactly clear, but what appears to be the main clause is that they can't go and work for WWE until it's over. But is WWE really the big promotion in the sights of Pentagon and Phoenix? Because apparently they've recently been working some dates with CMLL in Mexico, and apparently they want to use those ties between CMLL and New Japan Pro Wrestling to try and break into Japan and try and secure some bookings in NJPW. I personally would absolutely love to see Pentagon and Phoenix over in New Japan. I think they would be fantastic. And with Tetsuya Naito teasing a potential future member of LIJ, could it be one of these boys? I don't know, but I hope it is. I really hope it is. And finally, as announced by the woman herself, Madison Rayne of Impact Wrestling, the Mae Young Classic, All In, has announced that she has recently signed a deal with Ring of Honor. This news makes Madison Rayne one of the most important news stories in women's wrestling, especially outside of WWE this year. She obviously began the year wrestling for Impact, where she's like a veteran of the women's division there. She's a multiple-time champion. She's quite a beloved star in Impact Wrestling's history, but she did, of course, leave Impact Wrestling, wrestled in the Mae Young Classic. We saw her eliminated last week in the first round by Mercedes Martinez, and then, of course, she wrestled at All In that four-way women's match alongside Britt Baker, Chelsea Green, and Tessa Blanchard. So now, after kind of hopping around all these big shows and promotions and stuff, Madison Rayne apparently has indeed locked down a deal with Ring of Honor. I'm assuming she's going to be wrestling under her Madison Rayne name, not Ashley Rayne, as she was known under WWE's Mae Young Classic banner. So very exciting news for Madison Rayne there, and potentially exciting news for the Lucha Brothers, Pentagon and Phoenix. But the story that I also want to hear your opinion on is that Shawn Michaels story. I should point out that nothing has yet been officially announced by WWE, but according to Meltzer, his sources from within WWE have confirmed it. So I guess it's up to how much you trust Dave Meltzer. Once again, I've been Jack from Cultaholic.com. Thank you very much for watching this video. You can follow me on Twitter if you want at Jack the Jobber. You can follow all of us at Cultaholic, and if you want to as well, you can check out our Patreon at patreon.com/Cultaholic. And never forget, of course, if you haven't already, to hit that subscribe button and to join us.